Morning YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Gunman Raw. So today we're going to be doing some OneVisit again. So I've been sort of playing around with it, and I think I've sort of settled into the groove and how to spray it properly. So yeah, the color we've got here is just a normal straight solid color, so it's not even metallic. But for the sake of blends and, you know, making sure the color's going to be perfect even when it's done, I've decided to do it in clear over base. Just a little bit of, like, yeah, blend the doors, well, color the doors because they're new door shells, secondhand, sorry, and then blend the adjacent panels, and you don't have to worry about color matching. So I did actually have a color matching card that I'd previously had, and that was in base coat. So yeah, here we are. It's all ready to go. I do actually need to, before I forget, give the surrounding blend panels just a quick tack rag. I've tack ragged them once, but I do like to give it just another one after I put the wet on wet down. Now, of course, I have put the wet on wet down. There was a repair. I actually did this one myself. There was a repair just down here, so this car was smashed in there. I got the dent puller and pulled it all out, did a bit of body filler and primer work under there too. But the two second-hand doors, they pretty much just needed a sand and paint. I got my prep guy to do that, and yeah, just a couple of stone chips and just basic superficial damage on them. So with those, I just put a couple of coats of wet on wet. Of course, white primer makes it nice and easy for the color to cover. I'm only going to be doing the one coat on the inside, but sort of 1.5 for the standard OneVisit on the outside. So yeah, like I say, the job in and of itself is nothing special. I mainly just thought I'd do a video because it's OneVisit and it's somewhat of a new product. So 4904, that is the blending adjuster, as you see here, and that gets thinned down at the same ratio as you thin your OneVisit. So it'll be 20% of the adjuster into that. Now, I can't remember when I did this, but I may have added just a drop of thinners just to sort of make it come out the gun a little bit nicer. But I can't remember. I mixed that stuff up ages ago. I usually like to sort of leave it sitting on the bench ready to go. I'll relabel it just so I don't forget. 4904. And that's my spare waterborne gun. Doing it in style, baby. Gunman edition. So let's go in. Now, for something like this, usually when I'm doing my base coat, I wear my half mask. Not anywhere near as toxic as the clear coats. So just for ease of use, bang, you just whip it on and off as you need it, rather than taking this big air-fed mask off all the time. But yeah, 2-bar pressure is what I like to do. I'll start at the back of the booth and then work my way down. What is it, 7 o'clock in the morning? I got here today at yeah, 6 o'clock, so I've been here for an hour, obviously. Happy days, man, loves it. I didn't even have to come in early. I just come in and got an agreement with the boss, whereas I just do my hours, and if I come in early and get my hours done early, well, then I get to leave early, so it's pretty cool. 2-bar. That's it. Done. Nice and quick. Base coat blender. I might even give them another quick tacky just in case we got a misty overspray from that. It feels clean though. And that's about it. That's about it, guys. One visit for the win, baby. So This is one thing I do keep an eye on, obviously the temperature and the humidity. So as you can see here, relatively low humidity, which is 38%. Temperature is 26, which is pretty nice. So I set the spray booth to 23 degrees when I'm spraying the OneVisit these days. I even use the standard OneVisit. In the past I would have probably used a slow. If it was like Stando Blue, I'd probably be using more slow. But what I've found with this PPG OneVisit is that even if it does start to dry a little bit on the edges before you get your second coat on, it doesn't sort of lead to any big issues. And another thing, I've sort of eased off on the amount that I put on. Right back at the start when I was first using it, I was opting for like a larger fluid tip, so I was using the SATA RP 1.30, which is an absolute cannon. I've gone back to just the standard DV1 with a 1.3, which isn't as much of a cannon. It's just like a normal base coat gun, and it's been doing totally fine. Another thing I've been doing, so this is a solid color white. I've been swapping around from their recommended. So their recommended mixture for solid colors is 15% thinners, which is just a 494, which is the water, and then only 5% of the additive. So I've been swapping that around and going 15% additive, which gives the color a bit more body, right? It helps the cover, because I found that when I used it their way, it was really thin. You spray it on and it sort of wanted to, I haven't had it run like on one or two little edges the first couple of times I was using it. Now that could potentially have been because I was using that SATA RP 1.30, which is a bit of a cannon, and I may have been spraying it a little bit too heavy. But look, all in all, I have actually found this way to be working quite well. I'm a big fan of it. Now the next step is go out, hit the temp up on the booth. I won't even bake it these days. Look, I mean, if it's really taking ages, we've got super high humidity and it's raining outside, maybe I will give it a bit of a bake. But I've found these days, you go outside, you mix, I don't know, maybe go and mix up the color for the next job, sort of kill 10 minutes. By the time you clean your gun out, mix up your clear coat, you're pretty much right to go straight away. So I guess that's about it, guys. I'll give you a close-up look at the job. Nice coverage, 2 coats, blends done, door jamb done, petrol flap done. Pretty straightforward job here. And look, for the sake of finishing this job off, I think we may as well do a clear coat video on this one. Why not? I'm just going to be using the 105 clear just because I've got it sitting there. I don't particularly like it. This is one of our loan cars, so I don't really care that much about if it looks that good. So I'm just going to use up the crappy old 105 clear that I don't really rate. Anyway, guys, until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out.